Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 million challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video we did a stock update on ticker symbol Mmat and also ticker symbol ocgn, and if you have a look at the screen here you'll be able to see the 1 week chart for ticker symbol ocgn. We can see it's done exceptionally well this week. Today it was up almost 12%, and on the week here we can see it's up well in excess of 43%, and this is also just on rumour, so please refer back to the previous video for detailed updates of ticker symbol ocgn. And we can see it closed today at $11.84, which is exceptional as it started the week close to $8. Before we start today's stock analysis, quick reminder of the $1 million challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to $1 million over a period of 3 years using compound return investing. So the strategy involves using 201 trades, or trying to achieve 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. Per trade. So it's not 201 consecutive trades, and we do take into account losses. For the challenge we do have a spreadsheet with specific low risk stocks. That's also available once you join. The Discord community is growing and it's well in excess of 300. We have people working together to share due diligence, trading tips, technical analysis, entry prices, buy alerts, etc. And our Discord area includes an agreement section, FAQs. You can chat and ask questions. There's the stock spreadsheet is also available there. You can share your buys, king alerts and queen alerts, and we also have a leaderboard plus update section. So if anybody's interested in joining us on this journey, details in the description below. Today's stock analysis is an important update for ticker symbol MMAT. So we're going to have a look at some interesting developments that happened yesterday after close of play, and also continued today in terms of having an impact on the stock. So before we look at some of the developments, let's have a quick look at how the stock did today. So the good news is its stock was just in excess of 3%, closing at $4.70. However, you'll be able to see on the chart here at one point it was trading in the red and probably close to around about $4.55, but there was some good recovery just in the final 2 hours of the day, closing up around about $4.68, so not too bad a day. First thing we're going to start by is having a look at some breaking news that happened yesterday after close of play, and the headline here we can see is Facebook announces name change to Meta in rebranding effort. So what happened is there's going to be an holding company that will encompass Facebook as well as its apps such as Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. And the virtual reality brand Oculus. So this was breaking news. It had a significant impact on Metamaterials, ticker symbol MMAT. We're going to have a look at that shortly, but before we do that, let's continue with this article. So if we continue with the article here, we can see that Mark Zuckerberg did announce the name of the change in the annual AR/VR conference, and he stated that company's virtual reality vision is going to be for the future. So he sketched the plan, and the plan was to build the metaverse, a digital world built in terms of encompassing virtual reality headsets and augmented reality. So they believe the metaverse will be the successor of the mobile internet. So Mark Zuckerberg went on to say, we will be able to present like we are right there with people, no matter how far apart we actually are. So this is strong vision for the future in terms of the company. Does this have an impact on our stock? Time will tell. Let's continue with the article and see if we can pick up some clues. So if we continue with the article, we can see here in terms of the intentions of the company, they're looking at developing augmented reality. So this is something that Meta is a specialist in. So the category of the apps are going to include Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, etc. They're going to try and encompass augmented reality within these software platforms, within these apps. And Zuckerberg also went on to say that he expects Metaverse to reach 1 billion people within the next decade. He described the futuristic plans to create a digital world in which users will feel they are with one another and have a sense of presence despite being far apart. So great plans here for the company in terms of the future. The vision seems to be strong, but can they do it on their own, or will they be using help and assistance from Metamaterials. Let's see if we can find any more clues. So in the final part of the article here, we can see that the platform that they are planning is going to allow customers and users to customize their avatars, digital spaces, being able to decorate virtual digital offices, add pictures, videos, books, and have imaginary friends, virtual reality, two people attending a concert together in a virtual reality presentation, working remotely, and also going to encompass video presentations. And Mark Zuckerberg went on to say that the metaverse is yet to experience yourself and it doesn't yet fully exist. So this is something that is a plan for the future. It's a plan using technology that is there but not yet developed. So on the screen now, you'll be able to see the impact of this breaking news on Metamaterials, ticker symbol MMAT. So we can see here on the screen, initially, as soon as the news broke, there were rumours that people probably mistook Facebook, investing in Facebook, to investing in Meta. And we can see here on the chart, in the after hours, it was well up in excess of 20%, and also closer to $6 as well. Then what we saw after that is when people realized, hold on, Metamaterials, or ticker symbol MMAT, is not Facebook. Looks like the stock came down. So again, this is a very good example of buy the rumor. And we can see there was a little bit of consolidation. It's not all bad news. The stock did finish in the green, and today it also finished in the green. So let's see what else we can find with regard to this breaking news. So on the screen here, we can see that George did follow up with a tweet, and what he said is sign up for 1st of November, Metamaterials, twitter.com. What I can say is that I applaud Mark Zuckerberg and Meta Platforms' multi-million-dollar commitment to make the metaverse a reality. Our company, Metamaterials, trading on the NASDAQ, has pioneered many of the fundamental physical technologies such as nanomaterials and optics, AR displays, which we've just seen is something that Facebook wants to develop, and 5G connectivity, which Mark's team and many other large companies in this space can use our tech to enable this great vision. Hashtag go beyond. So very, very strong suggestions here. Very suggestive tweet by George in terms of allowing the technology here to work with Facebook, but no confirmation from Facebook of a deal, no confirmation of Meta from a deal. If there was confirmation, then I'm sure we wouldn't be looking at a share price of trading just under $6. It would be much, much higher. But let's see if we can find out more information. So if we have a look at another tweet here from George, he also went on to say, on behalf of Metamaterial Tech, I would like to cordially welcome Facebook to Metaverse, Go Beyond, MMAT, AR, augmented reality, VR Meta, Meet Meta. So and also a hashtag Go Beyond, which has also been used by Facebook as well. So certainly strong rumours again, and George is giving us some cryptic tweets here suggesting there may be a possibility of a deal, but no confirmation of a deal. And finally, just to finish off in terms of my opinion, is there going to be a deal with Facebook and Metamaterials? I think there is a strong possibility of this happening. However, I don't think it's going to be announced in the short term. I don't think we're going to hear it within the next few days. But I think in the medium term and in the long term, I think there is a very, very strong possibility of this. Metamaterials is the only metamaterials company trading on the NASDAQ. The technology, patents and information that they have is cutting edge. It is the market leader, I believe. So very strong possibility of a long-term deal. So that's why I think Metamaterials as a long-term hold has great potential. And the next stock I'd like to provide an update for is ticker symbol NLST Netlist. This is a stock that has been featured previously on the channel. So let's start by having a look at the chart. So we're going to have a look at the chart for this week, and we can see over this week, over the previous 5 days, the stock is up a very healthy 25.24%, closing on close of play on the Friday at $7.84. But what's very interesting here, we can see at the start of the week this was trading just above $6, and then we had a strong run up close to $7.60, $7.70. Then it came back down around about $7.20, $7.30. Then close of play today, we've seen a good run up, up close to 5%, closing at $7.84. So the news is good. Let's have a look at some of the key developments. First thing I'd like to update you with is a motion for summary judgment. This was in the United States District Court, Central District of California, and we have Netlist versus Samsung. So this is something that you may be aware of in terms of a victory for Netlist. Let's now have a look at the details of this. So if we look at this order here dated October the 14th, 2021, we can see the court has granted in part and denied in part the motion for summary judgment as follows. So these are the key bullet points that are relevant to the case. The court grants summary judgment in favour of Netlist, so it's a strong victory here, against Samsung to all elements but damages for Netlist first claim for breach of supply obligation. The court further grants summary judgment in favour of Netlist and against Samsung for all elements but damages for Netlist second claim for breach of contract only as to Netlist theory that Samsung breached by failing to pay the full NRE fees. Third bullet point down, court grants summary judgment in favour of Netlist and against Samsung on Netlist's third claim for declaratory relief. Fourth bullet point, court grants summary judgment in favour of Samsung against Netlist on Netlist's prayer for consequential damages. Netlist cannot recover consequential damages as a remedy for its claim of breach of contract. So not too great news there, but overall this is good news. The motions are denied in all other respects. Court provisionally seals this order. Within 7 days of the issuance of this order, the parties shall file joint statement as to whether any matter stated in this order is information that should remain under seal. So great victory here for Netlist. Let's have a look at the further developments with regard to this stock. So good victory here with regard to Samsung, but now obviously everybody who's following this stock does know that the big victory is potentially going to be against Google. So let's have a look at the developments for Google. So we can see here again another date here in terms of Netlist versus Google. We have a date penciled in by the court, November the 10th, 2021. So let's have a look at the details of this. So if we look at the final part of this legal submission, I think one of the things that I can pick up from here, or certainly that we can infer, that it looks like there is a potential that Samsung and Google were working together. It also seems to be the case that Google were waiting for an outcome in this Samsung case before deciding on their personal strategy. So now, whether the next key date in terms of a catalyst is November the 8th or November the 10th, for the next motion, I think Netlist is in a very strong position now. The success of the Samsung case is certainly going to give the potential of a success against Google much more credence. So potentially good news going forward. And the final thing I'd like to provide an update for is a recent article from Seeking Alpha, which is unusual in terms of it being positive. So this is an article dated October the 28th. So this is also something I believe is probably driving the stock forward positively. So the headline here is Netlist just greatly increased their potential settlement. So the summary in this article we can see on the screen. Netlist has entered into a product agreement with Samsung November 2015. Netlist won a lawsuit that ended that agreement because of violations by Samsung. Samsung is now liable for patent infringement of all technology used under the former agreement. So in the next part of the article here, we can see that there is confirmation in the article that there was a breach of contract. So we know that from the court motion as well. However, what the article is stating here is because the breach of contract was less than a value of $100 million, the agreement that Samsung had to access Netlist patent portfolio, that contract has been breached. Samsung used patents that did not have the right to use. However, what we can see is the article is also saying that it's difficult to know the potential payout from this. But I think we all agree that the case with Google is similar. However, with regards to Google, the payout could be potentially in billions. So much bigger in terms of a potential impact for the stock. And we can see further down, there was a case that I mentioned in one of the previous videos where Intel was told to pay 2.18 billion in the same court for the patent infringement versus Vislink Technologies VISL. So based on the outstanding share count, theoretically what Seeking Alpha is saying here is each billion from settlement equates to around about $4 in price per share. So hypothetically what the suggestion here is if Netlist could win let's say for example $2 billion for the patent infringement by Samsung, then hypothetically the payout of $2 billion would increase the share price significantly. So let's have a look at the details of this potential share price increase. So in the final part of the article, we can see that there is a suggestion that for every $1 billion awarded, we're looking at $4 in price per share. So hypothetically, if Netlist can win, let's say for example $2 billion for the patent infringement by Samsung, when we're looking at an increase in share price of $8. So that's approximately 100% gain, close to 100% gain. So in terms of a conclusion, Netlist is in a great potential position right now in terms of the case against Samsung that we know about and the ongoing lawsuit with regards to Google. So potentially great news to come. And finally, if anybody's interested in joining the $1 Million Challenge, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.